Hey class, this is going to be a really quick video just to point out the primary difference between a measurement that we say is accurate versus a measurement that we say is precise. So let me just draw like a dartboard right here and the bullseye. And if we imagine that somebody is throwing darts at the dartboard, and let's suppose that their throws are landing right like this, then one observation we could definitely make is to say that the throws are very accurate. And the reason for that is the word accuracy should just basically translate to closest. So if we're talking about measurements, we would want to say that the measurement that's most accurate would be the one that is the closest distance away to the true measurement that you're, the true measurement of the object that you're measuring. So let's suppose that we are measuring something so that the true length is 15 inches, for example. So if one person measures it, and I'll call that measurement 1, and let's suppose their measurement that they get for that 15-inch object is 15.4 inches. Then we could tell that in terms of distance away from the true measure, we would just subtract 15.4 minus the 15, and we would get that the absolute error is 0.4. To convert to relative error, we would just divide that by the true measurement, which is 15. Measurement 2, let's suppose that measurement 2 is a measurement, they measured this object as, say, 14.23. Well, if I do 14.23 minus the true value of the length, then I would get negative 0.77. But if we look at the absolute values of these, we would just take the positive value. So I'm going to just look at that as 0.77 inches away. It's negative just because the measurement was lower than what the true value was. But we look at absolute value and realize that 0.4, or if I even put a 0 to get the same number of decimal places, 0.4 is closer to the truth than a difference of 0.77. So that measurement 1 is the most accurate because it is the closest distance to the true value, which is 15 inches. So when you get asked the question about most accurate, just take the difference and find the measurement that is the closest to the true value. On the other hand, when we are being asked for the most precise measurement, then with precise, we're actually talking about a measurement that is more specific. And so what precise translates to is just more decimal places. The more decimal places you take a measurement, you're trying to get more and more specific to your measurement. So more decimal places. So that's even easier to do because you don't even have to do any calculations for that. We're just going to go back and look at our two measurements. Measurement 1 was 15.4 inches. So that went to 1 decimal place, or to the 10th place. Measurement 2 was 14.23. So that went to 2 decimal places, or the 100th place. Measurement 1 to the 10th place. Measurement 2 to the 100th place. So the measurement that's more precise is measurement 2 just because it went to more decimal places. So measurement 2 is not the most accurate, yet it is the most precise. You can have measurements that are more precise but not necessarily more accurate. So hopefully you realize accuracy, you're just going to find out how far away from the true value, and the one that's closest is the most accurate. Precision is going to be the measurement that goes to more decimal places. In other words, a more specific measurement. So hopefully if you missed this question on the quiz that related to these terms, that'll give you a little more insight into maybe an easy way to figure out which which measurement's more accurate and which measurement is more precise.